Anyway. Okay, yes, that's better. So, third section. Cool news is it starts off just like the second section. Yay, bonus moves. So, the first new moves are called Park the Wild Horse's Mane. So, what I'd like to do once is just go from cross hands through diagonal single whip, and then take a look at those new moves, just so you can see how it starts like the second section, but then switches into something different. So let's start from cross hands. And I'll talk you through, Ms. Burns. The good news is, have you seen the beginning of the second section?
We were on it.
So it's forward out, pull back, press and push, but it just goes on a bit of a diagonal. So this first move is the only weird one, and then it's just, you're on an angle, but it's moves that you recognize. So, embrace tiger, return to mountain. That's when you shift, and lower, and then you'll end up here. There you go. And then pull back, just like the first section, except you're on an angle. Press, and push. And then single whip, but it's going to be on an angle. So just do single whip from where you are, and you will naturally end up on an angle. So that's how the second section begins. Now, the first couple moves, the first new moves of the third section are called Park the Wild Horse's Mane. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to sneak down, I'm going to step back. So I'm going to end up going that way and hit the tiger feet. So I'm going to stay on this left leg. I'm going to turn my right toes out. As I shift to the front foot, I'm going to lift the hands. Basically, beauty looks in the mirror. And then just for a rough brush stroke here, let's keep going. So I'm going to rock back, pivoting on the right heel, sink down, step in, step to hit the tiger feet over here, and beauty looks in the mirror. But this is Park the Wild Horse's Mane. I'm saying beauty looks in the mirror because that's a kung fu move she knows. And then from here, rock back, pivot, sink down, step in, step out, heel toe, hit the tiger feet, and Park the Wild Horse's Mane.
Okay.
All right, release. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go from diagonal single whip. And then from here, which we're not going to work on today, these are a little bit of weird transition because I'm going to go back to grasp the bird's tail towards the front of the room. So I have to get comfortable with stepping back to here, like my first section. So second section and third section start working on diagonals. So first section is very much on a 90-degree step. Second section in particular starts working on angles. Third section has angles, corners, and walking sort of on biases. So the footwork complicates as you get through the form. So this one is the first one of those in that I'm moving this way, but instead of double dragons foot placement, I'm advancing and hit the tiger foot placement. See the difference? These are not applications that you need for your test, but if they were, it would be like a reverse ridge hand to the throat or something like that way. Make sense? You want to try it together?
Please.
Get behind me so that way you can follow along. So let's just start from the end of diagonal single whip. So for that, if you need help with your foot alignment, find the line of the mat. Right toes will be straight ahead. Left toes will be at an angle. And basically the arch of your left foot will be on a line with the right foot. And when you angle it that way, that basically ends up with diagonal double dragon's foot placement. So here I am in single whip. I'm going to sink down, step in. I'm going to step back, leading with the heel. And I'm going to stay on this left leg so that I can turn my right toes out. Yes, wobbly. Shift to the right, lift the right hand, lower the left hand. More or that again?
Your balance, you're pretty much
on your right foot, let's say 70% most?
Right now,
Yeah.
about, 65, 70%.
Okay.
Do this again or go to the next one? Next one. All right, so I'm gonna rock back, pivot, so I can reset this foot. Sink down, step in, step out here, and then shift, switch the hands. And then same thing, rock back so I can kind of reset my weight. Sink down, step in, step out, heel toe, and then shift, lift the hands. And just for fun, let's see if we can get to grasp the bird tail. Sink down, step in. Step back, heel, toe. Now, shift to ward off left towards the front of the room. Yeah, good. Question? No? Yes,
The
sir.
step from single whip
Uh-huh,
to back to high horse.
uh-huh.
Your right foot, can I see that again?
Right foot, yes.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that placement.
So there is a little, I don't like to lead with teaching it, because if you don't need it, you don't need it. But if you're having trouble with this right foot, there is a little help you can get with the left. So here I'm in single whip. Sink down, step in, step back.
Okay. I was trying to force my heel down first, and I was totally lost.
So it's okay, that's a good point. So yes, you lead with the heel. But if the ball of the foot comes down first, that's okay.
Okay.
That's different than leading with the ball of the foot, which will get your footing, off track. So depending on ankle flexibility, I can lead with this heel, but see the ball of my foot hit first, but my heel is what's leading.
Okay.
That's the most important part.
Okay. I
You see the
wasn't sure.
difference?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a big one. I'm glad you asked that. That aside, are you able to step around?
Yes.
Okay. Just a side note, if you're not able to step around, and I don't want to make this a thing, but if you need it, I'm going to show it from this angle. So here I am in my diagonal single whip. Sink down, step in. This can be a little tricky because, I'm turned out here and I have to kind of turn out here. Obviously I don't hang out here, but I'm trying to get this foot alignment, and that can be a little funky on that knee. So if I need to, and again, only if you need to, like I used to need to, I'm trying it this time, I don't need to. So I don't want you to rely on it unless you absolutely need it, but it is there for you. If this is too much of a stretch, I just do this. See, if I turn that in, sink down, step in, and so now, stepping back, it's taken some of that angle off that knee. Did everybody see that, hopefully? So, if I need it, I can, whoop. I mean, it's just slight, yeek, as I sink down, step in. So then as I step back, my foot's not turned out here. It's closer to here, which can make this step a little easier. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yes.
All right. Lots of questions about how is this different than slant flying? It's different than slant flying. Particularly in applications. I'm going to explain what the applications are now so that you can kind of imprint it in your mind. And for me, knowing what it looks like definitely informs how I do it. So slant flying, I'm here in repulse monkeys, and someone's throwing a punch from behind. So I duck not to punt, not to get hit. I block, sink, their arm is here, I lift, and it's a shoulder throw. They go over this knee, backside over teacup. Whew, that way, okay? So it's a throw. It's bam, they go that way. Part of the wild horse's mane is advancing strikes. So someone is here, and I'm striking them to the side of the neck. Striking to the side of the neck. So there's no throw, it's a lateral strike. Does that make sense? Clear as mud? All right, let's try it a couple more times. Let's go from the end of diagonal single whip. And part of the wild horse's mane, one, sink down, step in, step back, leading with the heel, Stay on the left foot as you turn the right toes out. Shift to the right, lift the hands, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. Rock back, pivot on the right heel, form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Sink down, step in, step out. Hit the tiger feet. Shift to the left, lift the hands, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. That's part of the wild horse's mane 2. For part of the wild horse's mane 3, rock back, pivot on the heel, sink down, step in, step out, heel toe, shift to the right, lift the hands, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. Now, grasp the bird's tail towards the front of the room. Sink down, step in, step back, kind of at a diagonal. You're trying to go to double dragons this time. So, you're gonna step back, turn the toes, shift to the left, turn to the left, on a little tightrope. There we go. Good. Questions? Excellent work. So, third section, I know this isn't, they're all, a lot of them are new to you, but the third section is mostly repeats from the second section with about 5 new moves. Now, some of those new moves have sets of 3 or sets of 4, but it's like 5 new concepts, new things. So it's like 4 corners, that's 4 of them, but it's the same dynamic. So there's part of the wild horse's mane, 4 corners, golden rooster, no, yeah, golden rooster and snake creeps down. And then it's cross form kick, sweep the lotus. I mean, there's really not that many, like, brand new. And then the rest of it is all strung together with material that you've seen in either the first section or the second section. So don't panic. If you know the second section, you are well on your way to knowing the third section. Alrighty, let's go ahead and bow out.
Head Instructor.
Bow to intermediate and beginner level students, students at home. Master's Path Training is dismissed. Good job, everybody.